A couple of actors were in talks about the next James Bond film from 2006. Henry Cavill, Sam Worthington, and Matthew Rice auditioned for the role, but then Craig was cast in 2005, causing a controversy. This would be the strong comeback that the studio wanted, a triumph card in their sleeves. At one point, Quentin Tarantino was showing interest to direct. Matthew Vaughn was also interested to helm the directing. Fans of the franchise were skeptic of the casting choices. Martha Campbell, who directed GoldenEye, returned to the series. A website was launched called DanielCraigIsNotBond.com, showing their distaste for Daniel Craig as the new and sixth Bond. Threats of boycott were made, claiming that his performance of the character didn't fit Ian Fleming's description from the book. Newspaper Daily Mirror ran a news story on the front page, criticizing the choice with a headline of the name Blonde James Bond. For the Bond girl Angelina Jolie, Olivia Wilde and Charlize Theron were in talks for the role of Wester Lind, before Eva Green was cast as the love interest for Bond. Casino Royale from 2006 was adapted from the debut novel of Ian Fleming in the 1950s. It had been produced twice before, but never in the capacity the studio production had made. This would be the start of something new, a new start for the franchise. Mads Mikkelsen starred as the cryptic Le Chiffre. It turned out that this little film was the first one where it rated, and the first movie in the series for a lead actor to become BAFTA nominated. Craig is also the first actor to play the role who is younger than the series itself. The production struggled to find a location in South Africa and settled for other places instead. A lion part of the film takes place in Venice, England, the Czech Republic, and the Bahamas. The film premiered in 2006 on 14th of November in London. Queen Elizabeth attended the premiere together with the Duke of Edinburgh. It took only 2 days for the film to be pirated online, with illegal copies selling on the street in UK. The film was the first Bond to premiere in China. However, the filmmakers needed to recut some torture scenes in mainland China. It was also censored in the UK, the US, and Germany. The critics at the time praised the film, especially Craig's performance. Rotten Tomatoes stated, quote, Casino Royale disposed of the silliness and the gadgetry that plagued recent James Bond outings, and then Craig delivers what fans and critics had been waiting for: a caustic, haunted, intense reinvention of 007, unquote. The critic from Variety.com described Craig's performance as depicted in Fleming's novel, ironic, brutal, and cold. Bond returned in Quantum of Solace, a spy film from 2008 with Mark Forster. It's the least popular film in the franchise, standing out as the film that brought Craig to his knees. Craig was injured 3 times during shooting. He had stitches and an arm in a sling. Just like in the former movie, the characters of Q and Moneypenny that show up in the sequel either. A lot was rewritten, mainly because of the strike, and some scenes were done on the fly. It was no better with the editing process. Mark Forster had only weeks to edit the whole movie. Richard Pearson was hired to assist Matches to speed up. 5 weeks of editing compared to his usual 14. Mark Forster is the first director of the whole series to be German. The other director was from either New Zealand or England. It was also the first movie to have a foot chase, a car chase, a plane chase, and a boat chase. This is the first movie to have both a boat chase and a car chase since The Man with the Golden Gun from 1974. The director found the former films far too long and wanted a far more grounded, realistic film, a more speedy up story that characterizes the Bond in a tight and fast way. The film had mixed reception at the box office. Sure, it surpassed Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire at the time. Craig had said that the Writers Guild of America strike negatively impacted the production and that he was not satisfied with his performance of Bond. On November 3, 2011, the title of the film, the next one, was revealed at a press conference in Istanbul.
Confirm the worst kept secret in London, the title of the film.
Which is the name of Bond's childhood home. Daniel Craig and the studio Retribution was Skyfall in 2012. Javier Bardem played the villain Silva, cyber terrorist that Bond hunts down. Bardem was a worthy villain in the series, according to Mendes. Naomi Harris played Moneypenny, a recurring character in the franchise. This film was a step up from Quantum of Solace. Fewer injuries and not a VGA strike that stood in the way of the production. Sam Mendes was the next director to helm the franchise when he made Spectre in 2015. Craig returned once more. This time, Bond fought against Christoph Waltz, who portrayed Bluefield. Ralph Fiennes returned as M and Ben Whishaw as Q. This time he is hunting the trail of Spectre. Critics felt it was uninspired and unable to capitalize on its potential. The film's mixed reviews praised the action sequences, cast performance, and the musical score. Craig and Bautista's performance were favored. They were criticized for the pacing and narrative decisions. Despite the best efforts from the production team, the film's full potential was never achieved. Even when Writings on the Wall with Sam Smith earned an Oscar for Best Original Song. No Time to Die was a big conclusion, and the final installment with Daniel Craig opted for the death of the popular character as well. But 2021 and the end had arrived. James Bond fought against terrorists, fixating on becoming Bond's adversary. It was the fourth highest grossing film of 2021. It was supposed to be released earlier, but COVID-19 stopped that. The film grossed over $700 million at the box office globally. Critics clarified that it was not the best Bond adventure, but a generally favored ending of Craig's take on the character. It would win Best Original Song, the third one to do it in a row. The legacy of James Bond stretches for decades, and while the search for the next hunk in tux, Daniel Craig's effort as the agent feels most concluded. It's a storyline from top to bottom, and not since Connery was in the game, Craig stands out as a winner on top. The search for the next candidate to handle this British icon is on, and when the news of which actor will play him in the next set of films, it will be a day to remember.
The name's Bond. James Bond.